Almost part two of our season 2017 recap. Another major lesson, I did an activity with the team today. Again, it's a topic from the Athlete Tough program where we're talking about our big reason why. At this stage of the year, it's the fall season for a lot of our teams over in America, and they're faced with the proposition of going home and either looking at this period of time as being a vacation or a break or a holiday or the holiday time. And as a result of that, perhaps not continuing to make progress towards what are their ultimate end of season goals for 2018. And this challenge is a real one for a lot of coaches who have put a lot of work into getting their athletes, their student athletes, to the point of being fit and strong, and they've had a successful fall season. We were talking to a team recently about this concept, and we came up with that strategy of rebranding this part of the year as being our growth season. And like part one of this video series, that's a reframe. And when we call it a growth season, taking that opportunity to do this activity with your team is to pick out 3 key areas where you can set some goals. And those areas are around your physical, your mental strategies, and also your technical strategies, knowing that you're probably not going to be competing till mid-January. So you've got this gap of time, if you like, where you can develop and grow and be willing to take several steps back in an effort to take several steps forward at that latter stage. Now, why this is important is because when we think about the concept of our big reason why, we have to understand that unless we've got strategic goals continually being set, continually being evaluated, it's really easy to lose touch with our sense of motivation. And your big reason why is your ultimate sense of purpose. And I've found that a lot of the conversations I've had this year with athletes have been around how they feel negative or how they perhaps feel even, bad about themselves when they feel like they're not motivated. The reality is that a lot of the time as an athlete, you're going to turn up and you're not going to be motivated. It's unrealistic to think that every single time you turn up to play and practice that you're going to be 100% motivated. And to be motivated, you have to create it yourself. So the first step, and we've been chatting to a lot of teams about, is firstly not becoming down on yourself because you don't feel motivated, even particularly coming up to this period of time where you're not going to be with your team anymore in this growth period. And so reframing that into the growth period is important, as we said before, but also giving yourself a little bit of a break in terms of mentally and not having a go at yourself, but the fact that you may not feel as motivated as what you think you should. And so it's the reality that we're not always going to be 100% motivated, but it's also the reality that motivation doesn't just turn up and that you actually have to create it. And so how do you create motivation? Well, you have to come back to what is your ultimate sense of what is your big reason why? What is your purpose for wanting to play this sport and be part of this team? And so some activities we've been doing with teams, it's amazing how many teams have never shared amongst the team members and even the coaches, why do we do this? And yet it's always enlightening to hear what somebody else's big reason why is. So maybe take a moment to talk to your team, and for you as a coach as well, to talk to your team about why you do what you do as a coach and to explain that to your players. Because if your big reason why is significant, if you're still connected to it, and you have to remind yourself, because today more than ever, there's a lot of things which can distract us negative-wise and distract us from what our ultimate purpose is. So putting it up on a board, posting it somewhere where everybody can see it, sharing it with the rest of the team, and having other people understand what your reason why is can even help them to help you. So that would be a great activity to do at this stage when your team is about to go away, to look at what their big reason why is, post it on the board, symbolize it somewhere, everybody can see it, and the first thing you see when you come back to practice in the new year is everybody's reason for being there.